to Morgus Presents.
Morgus Presents is brought to you by Cox Communications, rebuilding a greater New Orleans together.
Good evening, friends of science, students, those of the higher order, and especially you stockbrokers. Yes, stockbrokers. I guess you wondered when I'd get around to you, eh? Well, get ready for a wild Monday morning on Wall Street. The energy companies are in for an economic ulcer. I'll open our little scientific expose tonight with a most imposing question. What invention is the most needed in the entire world, yet the most feared if it were invented? The answer, of course, a perpetual motion machine. Yes, friends, a machine that had the capability of putting out more energy than it consumes. Oh, I know, there are few experiments going around being fostered on the public under the guise of perpetual energy. But these gadgets are no more than sideshows for science circuses. Who would ever believe that this financially strapped University of Morgus Research Center would be the cradle of perpetual energy? You will believe it, my friend, in just one moment. Stand by. All right. Oh, you wouldn't get it. I'll get it myself, okay? All right there, friends. You're looking at a little graphic here we put up here concerning the world's oil supply and reserves. 100 years ago, graphically speaking, the world was full of oil resources. But in 100 years, look what's left here. We're in serious trouble. No, don't show them yet. Cover it up. That wasn't the cue. Oh, you idiot. All right, students, I want you to get your notebooks and take this information to your classroom instructors on Monday. You're going to tickle the fibers on their tweed underwear. The closest machine known to man that reeks of perpetual motion has been with us since the beginning of mankind, and we didn't even recognize its true potential until I, Morgus, wrote my thesis on bionics. The machine I'm referring to, my dear friends, is right here in the human body, the human heart. That's right. The human heart is not fueled, yet it runs continuously. It continually pumps from a heretofore unknown universal energy source that pulsates through the brain, and of course it energizes the atoms inside the chemical substances that make up the heart. This energy source was discovered right here in the Momus Alexander Morgus Institute. And I, Morgus, am heretofore registering to the scientific community this source as MAMI energy. More affectionately, it will be known as Mammy energy. It just so happens to be a coincidence that you can literally thank your mammy for your heartbeat. And now, I've saved the big surprise for you biophysicists out there. The idea of bionic energy in a bionic energy machine with the human heart as the source of energy. Now, I know what you're thinking. What human being could possibly be used to create perpetual energy? Well, I certainly wouldn't intend or think of using a live human being, believe me. Oh, that may be the cadaver company right now. Yes. Oh, bring him in here.
Okay. Where do you want him, Doc?
Oh, right over there, right over there.
Okay.
All right, that looks like a good one. Help him, Chopsley. Okay.
This place sure hadn't changed much since last time I was here, Doc.
No, it doesn't change very much. We're pretty busy, so we don't have time to make very many changes. Hey, listen, I hope that's a good one.
Oh, yeah, this is a good one, look. The date of arrival right here, and notice that the deceased requested that his remains be used in bionic research. Is that what this is?
Well, yeah, that's what this is. In fact, I can't tell you very much about it. It's top secret. I guess I signed this one here, huh? Okay, here's your copy. Okay, fellas, we'll be in touch again. All right. Listen, you won't want to leave your sets right now. You can imagine what historical events are going to take place in the next few minutes. Hang in there while the station entertains us a little bit. In fact, you guys and gals down at the station, go ahead and roll what you promised me, and we'll be back in a few minutes. All right, Chopsley.
Let's take a break. Then the master returns.
Friends of science, it's time once again to Ask Dr. Morgus. Dana DeLatte of Thibodeau writes, Dr. Morgus, can you name a major disease caused by cigarettes?
Oh, yes, I can. It's called Perpetual Death Syndrome.
Thank you, Dr. Morgus. This week's entry will receive a coveted Morgus t-shirt and the admiration of the scientific community. You too can have your challenging question answered by Dr. Morgus. Send the doctor an email with your question, name, and address to morgus@cox.com.
Rigor mortis is setting in very quickly, Chopsley. We can only keep him loose for about 5 or 10 minutes. All right, you take this tape, and you tape his hands to the handles there, okay? Oh, I hope you have your VCRs working. I know this must look awfully strange coming into your homes, showing a dead body on television, but believe me, it is not what you would call a dead body. This is a cadaver. And this gentleman, well, this deceased, volunteered for science. He actually wrote out all kind of papers legally like. When he died, he gave his body to bionic science research. And that is why we have made him a part of the Morgusatronic cardio-bionic perpetual motion machine. There it is. Oh, I know you must be shocked to see a body connected to the bionic workings of a machine like this. But as I told you, the human heart is a perpetual device. And of course, once the electromagnetism hits the heartstrings through the brain cells, it causes a muscle spasm, and it kicks the hands this way. And once it starts, it kicks more energy through the various pulley systems here into the electromagnetic generator, which goes through and causes, well, what some of you scientists know as well, let's call it conductivity, superconductivity. And of course, that energizes. Chopsley, I told you to put this on. This is a little brain stimulator, and it kicks the electromagnetic forces back into the cells of the brain, and of course, that's what causes the heart to spasm a little bit and cause the motion. Now, he will be working at various measures as we kick this thing on. Of course, we can't get it on right now. We have other things to do. Chopsley, we've got to hook the water up. And I know a lot of you are saying, well, how does he operate? You do not have to put any fuel into this body. You will see that the only liquid that will go through the body will be plain H2O, water. And it will come through this pipe up here. In fact, we have to hook this up, Chopsley. This has to go down into his mouth. Now, don't get the wrong idea. We're not putting fuel into him. I'll lower the thing, Chopsley. You should have made it lower. It's got to go into his mouth, and we've got to open up the mouth and get that in there. Go ahead, lower it a little bit more. All right, let's try to get his mouth open. Get his mouth. Oh, you see, they do harden up. Oh, here we got it. Down a little more, Chopsley. A little more. That's good. A little more. Okay, let him stay right like that. And once we turn that on, the water will go in there. You see, just like a human body that's alive, once he starts pumping, the flesh will perspire, and that's why we just put liquid in there, and it'll go right out through his pores, in through this absorption belt. I know you guys at the press are ready to pick apart this one. I'm going to get even with you guys. I saw what you put in the paper yesterday. You put my picture right on the page with the funnies. Right, with the comic strips. There's the comic. I want the people to see this. Here's the comic strips, and here's a picture of me, and not a very flattering picture of me at that. It says, Morgus, the weakest link in knowledge. I'll tell you about the weakest link, guys. The weakest link is also the strongest. Because remember, the weakest link can break the chain. Remember that. What did you do? Oh, this dummy. What did you do, Chopsley? Oh, I wanted to try to think. Okay. I can get out of the way. Oh, you dummy. Okay. There we go. All right. We got everything there. We're going to throw this here. And I don't want to test it right here in front of everybody yet because, well, you know, We do everything live here, as you know. None of this is rehearsed. Not like some of these people that come out with statements, you know, oh, you see, there's some research center in California or New York or Chicago or worldwide, take advantage of the publicity. We do it right here live, and if we fail, well, you see what happens. But we're not going to fail. And if you hang in there with us, my friends, you can share this with us in just a few moments. So go ahead and roll back, and we'll be back in just a few minutes. Okay. No, not yet.
In one moment, the experiment will continue.
We're going to get just enough wattage in here, Chopsley, to kick it on. You get the defibrillator ready. All right. There they are. Well, I know a lot of you folks who have just tuned into this are going to be blown out when you find out what's going on here. We actually have come up with a perpetual motion machine. That's right, using the human heart with a cadaver, which is rather unusual, I must admit. But remember, this is only a prototype, so don't get excited there. This gentleman here who died donated his body. I connect the positive to the positive terminal. And we're going to use a defibrillator here, like they use in the hospitals, to help the heart. It's actually jump-starting the machine. Let me check, Chopsley. Oh, no, you're supposed to put the red terminal on the plus, Chopsley. Anybody that has a car knows that. I tell you, working with incompetence is really a handicap. Okay, now, let me explain something. You know, a lot of you don't realize that the human body is actually sort of like an electrical motor in itself. We have a positive and a negative side. And right up here, you know, where you have what we call terminals, for the want of another word, the body actually generates just like a motor. So on this side of this terminal over here, we're going to put a plus, because this is the positive side of the body. Over here, we're going to put a minus. And this is the positive terminal, and this is the negative terminal. And of course, I'm going to match them up with the defibrillator here. And we're going to jump start the machine. You'll see just how it works. It'll kick right over. Watch this. All right, let's try it again. It'll kick. Here we go. Looks like we're going to have to choke it, Chopsley. We're going to have to... No, you... Oh, I knew you'd do something like stupid. How... You see what I'm working with? Now, Chopsley, you choke it here. All right, now this will kick it over. Here we go. All right, it's going. All right, it's going. It's going. You hear it? Look at it. Look at it work. We're already picking up wattage here. Well, my friends, you witnessed it. You'll be able to tell your grandchildren you've seen a perpetual motion machine created in bionics. As a matter of fact, we almost have enough to start something. Chopsley, get me that little fan over there. Let's see if we got enough energy to get that going. Oh, I tell you. Oh, you got it? All right, I'll plug this in here. Let's see what happens. Oh, this is great. It's working, Chopsley. It's working. It's working. We've got about 1,000 watts going already. Oh, this is just great. Take it out of the way. Well, I tell you, you really are witnessing scientific history here. And as this could... Oh, we got to get the water. Get the water. What we're going to do here is turn on the water so that the water generates itself into the body cells and, of course, comes out through the pores. Now, this is not fuel, like I said. This is strictly liquid that must go into a body because the body is flesh and blood, you see. And, of course, it will breathe that way with the water. But we're not putting any fuel in it, so therefore the expense of running something like this is very, very, very minimal. All right, let's take a shot of this. All right, there it goes. There it is. Okay, look at it come out. I will put it about like that. That's just about enough for the body to absorb for a while. Okay, Chopsley. Now, of course, the water will be absorbed by all the muscles and whatever, and we'll eventually have to add some salt because salt is what gives it. Oh, no, what could that be? I tell you. What is it?
I've come to read the gas meter.
Oh, gas meter? Oh, okay, go ahead. You guys come at the strangest time. Imagine, here I am in the middle of a very important television show. This guy's got to come and read the meter. All right, it's right over there. Please hurry. Now, you doctors out there that know a little bit about bionics, you're going to learn a great deal tonight. Thank you. That was awfully quick. You're going to learn a great deal. As a matter of fact, oh, excuse me. Let's see what this is. Hello. Who? Consolidated Energy? I thought I'd hear from you. I've heard of you people. Oh, really? I'll tell you what, hold on a minute. You know why they're calling, eh, friends? I'll be on here a little while. You run on back to that little entertainment and don't go away. We'll be right back.
Stay right there. You ain't seen nothing yet.
Listen, I hope you look, just keep trying, will you please? And listen, try to get some of the international group, will you? Okay. Oh, that was a television station. They're helping to get some of the press down here in a little while to cover all of this. After all, nobody's ever seen anything like this on television. In fact, I get a lot of calls from people wondering how they could own a Morgus cardio-bionic perpetual motion machine. And by the way, we will have a service manual that will go with it. As a matter of fact, I made one up here for the first prototype. And of course, as you see, we will have spare parts available. And you know, a lot of people are concerned about this cadaver business. But listen, the human heart is a perpetual motion machine. I mean, let's face it, even you could volunteer to give your body to science and bionics. After all, I'd rather be something like a cadaver and go on for another 20, 30 years and be buried in some hole. Oh, by the way, I want to try out, oh, yeah. Oh, that's good, Chopsley, it works. All right, very good. Any more action? Oh, he needs a little more. Yeah, we have a little problem with this deodorant situation, and the next time we're going to build an automatic deodorizer because of the water. Oh, no. I tell you. What is it?
I am building inspector.
Oh, at this hour?
It's the night shift.
Oh.
It's the only time we can catch people at home.
Oh, okay, come in here. Building inspector. Oh, I tell you, you building inspector. Imagine. Building inspector. I still say it's Mrs. Fettis trying to give me a little trouble here, my friends. Yes. Well, I'm not one to...
Say, what's in here?
Oh, you don't want to go in there. You don't want to go in there.
Oh, I do not want to go in there. Thank you very much.
Oh, okay, okay. Well... Oh, excuse me just a moment. All right. Yes, what is it? Oh, yes, this is Morgus. Oh, you're enjoying it. Somebody's calling about the program. Uh-huh. Oh. Well, yes, that is a problem. Yes, you don't have a basement or a garage. Well, you can keep it outside the house, you see. I know. Well, listen, I'll tell you what. Turn on your TV. All right, go back to your television. I'll show you something. People always like to put me on the spot. Some people said, okay, we'd like to keep this thing outside. How is something like this going to stay outside their house without being destroyed? Well, actually, the cadaver could even get sunburned. Chopsley, bring that in. Go get that. Chopsley and I have been working on a little way to make this thing an outdoor type of project. Oh, bring it in here, Chopsley. Okay. Just put it right down in there. We're going to put an umbrella over it, and this way it'll make it an all-weather perpetual motion machine. And as you can see, it keeps the sun off the body. And of course, because even a cadaver could blister a little bit. So as you can see, we have to do something like this temporarily. Eventually, it'll be glass enclosed.
Stay tuned for more from Morgus the Magnificent.
Okay, take the umbrella over there, Chopsley. We don't want the press to miss any part of this. Oh, well, we're bringing the press in just a moment. And of course, as you realize, they're a bunch of tigers sometimes. They try to put me down or you down. You've got to be very careful because they're like vultures. So you've got to kind of take over, otherwise they'll take over. Okay, Chopsley, you go ahead and let them in. I'm prepared. Let's see, dear friends of the world, Oh, come right in here. All right, look, now, wait a minute, slow up. You're in my quarters now. You have to work it under my terms, okay? First of all, the headline will read, Morgus, big name, Morgus invents perpetual motion machine. All right, that's how I want it played, okay? All right, next thing I want you to know is whoever owns the Perpetual Motion machine rules the 21st century. That's why it's important for this country to be ahead, right?
That's correct.
All right, if you have any questions, shoot.
Do you have a patent on it?
A patent? Of course I have a patent on it. As a matter of fact, it's in my little secret quarter. No, it's in my secret quarters over here. Strictly confidential, all right? Any other questions?
Does this device use any form of fuel?
Fuel? No, strictly water. You see, water pours into the body, as you can see here. That's all we have. Any other questions?
What do you call this machine?
It's called, oh yes, of course. Well, I lend my name to it. It's called the Morgus Bionic Perpetual Motion Machine. And as you can see, it functions by the body movement of the cadaver, which actually... Oh, wait a minute, something's wrong. It doesn't stop it.
Hey, man, I've got to go to the bathroom.
It's alive.
Hey, man, I've got to go now.
It came alive.
What do you call this? Is this some kind of drug?
No. I brought life back. I brought life back to a cadaver. I brought... Wait a minute. Don't worry about the energy.
Hey, man.
Look, wait a minute. Don't worry about the energy machine.
Here, you take this, you American fraud.
Tune in next week when Morgus the Magnificent takes us into the realm of science. Good night. Pleasant dreams.
Morgus Presents was brought to you by Cox Communications, rebuilding a greater New Orleans together.